this is Tracey from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be making a swag style fall wreath. And I've never done this before, but we're going to be using a hanger. So let's get started. All the items you see here are from the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to use everything in this particular wreath. I do have some Deco mesh, and I love these colors. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the orange. This one was left over from last year. I've got this pumpkin that I'm going to add in somehow if I need it. I've got several rolls of ribbon in that plaid, so it's going to be matching. I'm going to use this also. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to use it in the wreath, so I'm really kind of winging this and kind of just playing around with it to see how it goes. I also have a lot of this foliage for fall as well. So if you want to see that other wreath tutorial that I did for the fall, I will go ahead and post it in the description box below. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is bend your hanger to make the form that you're going to use for your swag. So I'm just going to pull it kind of down like that and then push it in on the sides. So I want these to be somewhat close together. And I'm just kind of pushing it, and it'll shape itself. And so that's the form I'm going to use. I want to make sure that my chenille stems or my pipe cleaners fit across here, because that's going to help me to attach my Deco mesh and my bows. Okay, so I've got it like that, and this can be your hook. So if you need to kind of squeeze that top part in for your hook, you could do that. Okay, and that's how you have your form now. Just simple like that. The next thing you want to do is cut your mesh. And I love this mesh. I love the colors. I'm not sure if I'll need all of this because I've never done this type of wreath form before. So I'll have to kind of play it by ear. And I do want to mix it and kind of do the green with this yellow or mustard color and the orange. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of orange in there, and I'll show you how I do that. Now I'm going to cut this about 6 to 7 inches. So if you have a self-healing mat, use that with a rotary cutter because it's really fast. But I usually cut it kind of about 6 to 7 inches so that you can have a full wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these up so that we can start to apply them. I'll show you how I form my little sections of the rolls, and then we'll go ahead and apply them to our wreath form. Okay, so once we're done cutting them up, it's time to roll them together. And so what I have right now is I've got 2 green, 2 of the yellow, and 1 of the orange, since I don't have a whole lot of the orange, but I still wanted to use it. So all you're going to do is you're going to just have your chenille stem nearby, and you're going to just go, it's already rolled, but you want to roll it a little bit tighter. So I'm just rolling these together and just pinching right in the middle. And I will make sure that I post everything below, including how many rolls you need. I just don't know yet until I'm finished. Okay, and so I'm going to do another one like that. So you got the 2, and then I'm just going to pop an orange one in there. But you can do any color combination you want. If you want to just do one color, you could do that too. So I'm just popping that one right there. Now I'm going to take my chenille stem, and for this part I've been kind of thinking about it in my mind because, let me just show you this. I'm going to be going up with one side, and then I want to put more on the other side. So I'm kind of going to be alternating back and forth. So for me, in order for me to attach this, I'm going to take one of the chenille stems and I'm going to wrap it around. I'm leaving this longer part this way, but I'm going to take the shorter part that still wraps around it, and I'm going to twist it. So I'm doing this on purpose. I want this one stem to be shorter and one stem to be longer. And I'm just going to give it a couple of twists. Okay, so now that I have that in position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that shorter part, and on this side I'm going to wrap it around my hanger. So I'm going to go down further. I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm going to just wrap this right around my hanger here, just like this. And so I'm just taking the shorter part, and on this, because I want it on this side, I want the shorter part on that side. And I still want this to have somewhat stability, so it's not really moving a whole lot. I'm thinking that gravity, once I start to pile them on, gravity will hold them in place. Okay, so with the other side, because I don't want this to move, I'm going to take the other chenille stem and I'm going to wrap it around the other side of the hanger. Let's see if you can see that. I'm wrapping it around this side. And the reason why I'm doing that is just that it's easier for me. You may have a different technique. This is just a technique that I'm thinking would work for me. So I've got this on this side, and now I'm going to put another one on this side. Okay, so as we move further along in this wreath making, it should come out the way I'm picturing it in my mind. So I'm taking this other side and I'm just kind of wrapping it around here because I want it to have that stability. And those colors look really pretty together. Okay, so let me just, I'm going to alternate sides. That way everything looks even on each side. And that looks really pretty. Okay, so let's see what else I want to do here. Let's grab another one and we'll do the other side. So we're going to be doing side by side by side. Okay, let's grab two again of, I'm hoping that I am being clear as far as explaining this. It's probably not the easiest to explain because I'm doing it for the first time. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to share this with someone because I know you have wire hangers somewhere in your stash, and it'd be nice to do something different. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and roll it again. And this is just for me, the colors that I like. 2 yellow, 2 green, and the 1 orange. And I've had that orange in my stash since last year, and I'm so glad I get to use it. It fits in perfectly. Okay. And once you get used to doing this, it goes pretty fast. I've done several wreaths like this, and it starts to go really fast. Okay, now don't forget, you're going to have the shorter side over on this side, and then that longer side over there, because now I'm going to cross opposite of what I did to attach that other one. So I'm just turning, leaving myself some so I can put it on here. So now we're going to do the other side. And let me just turn this over so you can see. All I'm doing now is I am attaching this side. I do want to make sure that that stays in place. So I'm just taking this and I'm wrapping it around. And the chenille stem allows you to adjust if you need to. And I want this chenille stem to be poked in because I don't want it to be sticking on the wall or door. Okay, so let's see. I can see it better from this side. Okay, and then I'm going to take the other chenille stem and I'm going to wrap it around this other side. Okay, so we got 2 on here so far. So it looks like it's going to be pretty full. I just have to make sure that I stay pretty close on there. And I am really loving this so far. So I'm going to start to go ahead up, alternating on each side. I'm going to go back on this side now and just keep alternating till I get all the way to the top. And I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's what I have so far. And look at that. Look how full it is. Just alternating back and forth way up till I got to the top there. And I did run out of some yellow, but that's okay. I mean, the orange rather. I ran out of the orange. And there's the hook right there at the top, just so you see. And you can really kind of ruffle this, pull it up and pull it inward, just so it you have all of your ruffles at the front. But no one would know that there's a hanger underneath. Look how plush that looks. So I will make sure that I put all of the number of rolls that I used. I did have to do 21 of these in order to fill it up. So 21 of those rolled up mesh together. But it just depends on how full you want. And I just kept pushing them down so that it would be tight. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to add a ribbon to it. And I'm trying to use everything that I already have here. Stuff that was already bought. And I'm thinking of doing a ribbon here. Maybe a bow here and a bow here. Just the two in the center, and then adding other things in. So just like I said, I haven't ever done this type of wreath before. So it's definitely something new for me. So I do want this to be a nice kind of rounded bow. And I don't want it, let's see. I want it to be kind of condensed for this style of wreath. So you might see me readjusting to make my loops. So I'm just kind of pinching these in the middle. Let me just lay this on the floor. Sorry about the noise. So you see how I'm pinching this in the middle, but I'm still going to hold it up against my wreath because I really want to see how that works out. So I'm just kind of bringing it in and pinching. So sometimes you never know how you want your bow to be until you start putting your wreath together. So this is what we have so far. And the nice thing about this ribbon is that it's plaid on both sides, so it really doesn't matter. I don't have to do the twist on this one, but I do want it to be nice and fluffy. And I'll go back and fluff it out too once I get it in there, because it's still gonna kind of flatten out a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side, and let's do another one on this side. That'll actually be all of the, almost all of the ribbon. 5 and 5 on there. Okay. I'm going to do 2 of these. Now I'm going to actually put my chenille stem on there. So far I'm really happy with the way this is turning out. And I hope you are inspired to make one. You know, everybody's got the wire hangers. I know I have a lot of them. I don't use them too much anymore, but I still have I have quite a bit. Okay, so let's see. I might want to still keep the tail on there, have a tail on this. And all I'm doing is cutting right on the fold there, going upward like that. And let's see how I'm going to attach this. And I may have to readjust it. But I want the bows to be like in the center, side by side. And who knows, I may wake up tomorrow and look at it and say, you know what, I need to do it different. So I'm just reaching through here to find an opening so I could pull it through. Okay. And all I'm doing is I'm just twisting it through the back here. I'm pulling and I'm twisting it. Just want to make sure that it's on there secure. And I could always go and kind of clean everything up. I'll turn it over and show you what the back side looks like. It probably looks pretty ugly right now, but that's okay. I'm really concerned about the front part looking good. Okay, let's see how that's on there. Okay, I'm just going to turn this over before I start fluffing this out. I'm going to turn it over so you can see. So this is what we're working with on the back side. And all of these little stems right here, I am going to be crossing them over each other and kind of pushing them in so that they're kind of hidden and they don't stick anyone. And see, like these, I want all of this to be in the front part. So yeah, this is on there pretty secure. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, so I did flatten out my bow, and you could just go back and fluff it out. I have to remember which part is the top part of this. And you can get really fancy with the colors that you use. I think Dollar Tree did a good job this year with the bows. And I'm going to go ahead and make another bow, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm in the process of attaching this second bow, and I'm just pulling it through like I did that first one. And then I could go back and neaten it up. And I want those tails kind of like that on the opposite sides, just to have some kind of balance on there. Now, I did not realize that this was going to be so full. I mean, this is just, you know, for using a hanger, I mean, this really gets full, especially when you start adding more and more things in. So that's what I really want, is that fullness on here. Okay, and throughout this process, I'll be kind of neatening up these bows, just because you can't really have it the way you want it until you finish adding everything else in. So, but that's okay. All right, so this is what I've got so far. So you see it's coming together there. And I could pull everything to kind of balance it out. And if you want to put your bows if you want to have bows going all the way up, you can do that. If you want to have a bow at the top, a bow at the bottom, you can do that. This actually is the top part here. I keep forgetting that's the top part. If you want to add stuff in, you can do that too. So I'm going to go ahead and add in some more things here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my pumpkin in here, and I love this burlap pumpkin for the fall. And let's see, I'm going to use some floral wire, and hopefully I can get this the way I need to have it. Figured I'd add that in before I add the flowers in. So I'm going to just cut some of this off here, and I'm just going to try to kind of thread this since it has the cloth there. Let's see if I can get this threaded. Oh, it looks like it's going to do it. So I want to pull that through several of these so it's nice and secure. And then I'll be able to attach it. So I'm just looking for an opening on there where I could thread this. And there it is. Yep. And that feels really good. I'm pretty confident that this will stay on. So I'm just going to give this a twist before I attach it. Okay, so I'm going to put it right over here on the side here. Since I didn't have a whole bunch of orange in there, just want to make sure you can see this. I'm going to attach it right over here. Now once again, I'm going to pull it through, look for an opening. And I'm going on around each side of the wire, of the hanger, I should say. So you're basically just looking for something to attach it to and pull it around the back there. Okay. Yep, and that works. Let's see, I don't want it to really be too floppy on my bow, but I kind of want it sitting kind of nestled in there. And so I'm just taking my wire and I'm going to twist it. And since I'm at the top, I want to make sure you can see, since I'm at the top of my my swag wreath, I've got that little hook around there, and I can just take my wire. I'm going to just turn this over. I'm just taking my wire and I'm going to twist it around here just to secure it. And I'm just making this up as I go. And hopefully you can find a way to do this, an easier way to do this. But if this is the way that works for you, then go ahead and use it. So I'm pushing that up because I don't want this to be sticking anyone, and I don't want it to be scratching the wall or the door. So I'm going to keep fluffing this out. And of course my bows are going to be flat again, and that's okay. So now we got our pumpkin on there. So look how adorable that looks. Okay, so we got the bows and we got the pumpkin on there. And what about this? This is the bow or the ribbon that's sparkly orange. I use this in another wreath, and although it does kind of shed, a lot of the sparkly stuff sheds, someone said to use hairspray so that it won't shed. So guess what? If you want to use this ribbon, I'm sure, I was just happy to get this from Dollar Tree, something that looks so sparkly. And I'm going to add a few of these in here too, because I still want some of that orange at the top. So in order to add some orange in there, I'm going to use some of these. Let's see what else I can do here. Hoping I'm still in camera here. So I am having a ball making this, and learning to do something new is always exciting to me. So I'm just doing 3 of these. Let me get this better cut. Trying to stay in the frame here. Okay, so now I'm going to take this again, and this is the easiest way for me to add more stuff in, is to just kind of keep seeing what I need and then attaching it. And isn't that cute? So I'm going to put this around the top here. And I figure if I go around the top, I'm going to go around the bottom as well. If I put one of these at the top, I'm going to put one at the bottom just to balance it out. Then I'll start to put my floral stuff in there. And this really hangs on here really good, especially because I have this Deco mesh. It just holds on to everything. And so look how pretty that is, just to add some sparkle. Add a little bit of sparkle to your wreath. Okay, so I'm going to take this around the back here, and I am just twisting it and tucking it in. Twist and tuck it in. And if you have to go back and neaten stuff up, that's fine. You'll be finding yourself doing that a lot. Okay, and I'm going to cut out another one of these, and I'm going to put it around the bottom, and then we'll start putting in our flowers. Okay, and so this is what we have so far. And I added another one down here with the sparkly ribbon, so that's going to work. And then I added another one here, so I kind of angled it. And so now I'm going to add some more stuff in there. And this wreath probably has the most stuff I've ever used in a wreath. So I'm going to add some of these in there. I like the way they look. And I'm going to put some of these in here too. So I'm just kind of going along, figuring it out, but not trying to be too exact and think about it. I think I've thought about making this wreath just long enough now, so now it's just time to do. Okay, so let's see how I'm going to do this. And I've really been wanting to use these feathers. I think they're really pretty. See how many I want to use in this. And I'm going to just be sticking these right along the bottom here. Just a few of these. I'm just going to push them in. If you want to just kind of push them in, see how they look first, and then decide what you want to do, you can do that too. Let's see. So you are seeing all of this unfold on camera with not much practice, but I can only get better. Actually, no practice really, because I haven't done this type before. So I'm going to put some hot glue on these, start pushing them in. See how many we have. Okay, so I'm going to start hot gluing these in. And I do want them to come off of the sides at an angle, so. And these will really take hold on this mesh, so I'm not worried about them, whether they're going to stay in or not. I know they're definitely going to stay in. So far, so good. And like I said, just make it your own. You know, if you don't want this many things on it, you can tone it down. It's just up to you and your style. One more coming out there. And I'm leaving the wispy things on this one. Or I should say the grass. And I'm just finding a hole and pushing it right up in there. So that's what I have so far. And of course, that's the bottom part. I'm going to do the same thing to the top. Okay, and this is the top part I'm working with. My pumpkin is here. I'm working upside down. I'm going to just go ahead and stick these in. And I don't want to block the pumpkin, so I want it to kind of be coming this way. And this wreath actually is for my sister. She is going to be quite happy. Hope I'm still in frame here. I get so caught up that I forget that I have the camera on. I am really loving this. This is so much fun because I'm not really following a whole lot of rules, which you know I love that. Okay, and guess what? Still going to add in some flowers. So this is what it looks like so far. And I've got that balance in there too, kind of at the top and the bottom. So I'm just balancing it out. Whatever I do on the top, kind of at an angle, I come on this side diagonally and do on the bottom. Same thing with this over here, diagonal, and over here, and then my ribbons in the middle. Okay, so let's see what flowers I have here. I'm not sure. I might only have one of these left, but I'm going to use it. I really love these because they got that kind of burlap look to it. Might want to get the labels off first, huh? And I am going to leave the leaves on here because I think that greenery will add to it. Okay, now I just have to decide where I want this to go. I want it to go here. I want it to come right off of, I kind of like that, where it's coming kind of right off of here. I like that. I'm going to go with that. And the nice thing is that I could still, if I really wanted to pull these out and redo them, I could. Now, only thing is I don't have any more of these flowers, so I'll have to go with another flower for that part. I think I'm going to, actually, this is the bottom, so I'm just going to turn this around and put this flower up here, and then I'll alternate with the other colored flower. See if you can see that. So you see how you're just building your wreath? Just building it, building it. Oh, my glue dried. I have this glue gun on a high heat setting, so I just have to be very careful when I'm doing that. Actually, I'm going to cut more of this off. I'll drop in my container here. Okay, so what I did was I just cut this a little bit shorter because I want it to really fit very tightly in there. And if you want to keep your pedicure and do this type of wreath, no. your manicure, get your manicure first. Okay, get your manicure after you make your wreath, because you will not have anything left. Okay, look how pretty that is. I am really loving the way this is turning out. Like I said, I don't usually make wreaths with this amount of stuff on it, so this is my first one, and I'm really liking the results. Okay, so I'm going to take this, take one of these off of here, and all I need is one. Cut that. Now I know to cut these shorter and just fit it right in there. Turn this around. It's going to go right in here. Okay, and that's what we got so far. And I do have, just going to see if I want to put these sunflowers in here. I might want to do that. I just have to kind of look and see what I've got so far. But I'm so in love with these. Look at that. Oh, I just love these. And there's 3 on there, so I like to do the, I think it'll look really pretty. I just have to decide where I want to put them, kind of all along, spread out. Well, we'll see. And I like the fact that you can bend these up. So I'm not going to cut this too short yet. I just want to see where where these can fit in. So I'm thinking somewhere in here possibly. Just bend that up. Something like that. And I'm going to just get up so I can actually see this. Just looking for a space to push it in. And see, I can always adjust these, so I'm not going to glue them yet. And see if you can see the way that looks. Man, I love that. I hope this looks just as good on camera as I'm looking at it in person. The colors are just so vibrant. See? And I'm going to put one more, like maybe right out at the top here, just kind of peeking in. Since I have that pumpkin over there, I may end up moving the pumpkin to somewhere else, maybe right here. So, but I will post pictures at the end so that you can see what it looks like. But I may end up taking the flower and substituting it over here where the pumpkin would be, and then putting the pumpkin down there. I think that will give it more balance. But I will make sure I post pictures at the end so you can see it. And so let me go ahead and detach that pumpkin because I really want you to see this whole process. Okay, so this is what our finished wreath looks like. I moved the pumpkin from this area over to this area, kind of toward the middle section. And then I put the 3 sunflowers in, kind of balancing them out. And I think this looks gorgeous. And you can add more stuff to it. And who would know that there's actually a hanger underneath this? My hanger is right here at the top, right over here. And I will be sure to post pictures at the end. I think my sister is going to absolutely love this. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for coming on this wreath making journey with me. And give this video a thumbs up and leave your comments below. I'll see you real soon. Bye.